Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to the mixer, and today I'm going to be doing yet another concept vlog for you guys, okay? In case you guys don't know, if you haven't been here for too long, if you're new on the block, concept vlog is a new term that I coined here on this channel where I basically just talk to you guys for a few minutes, the entire video is just me talking, rambling on about something, without too much crazy editing, photos, videos, text information, It's a way for me to just chill and chat with you guys, remotely and get your opinions on what I'm going to be saying throughout the video, so yeah, I think it's a way, it's also going to put less strain on me in the post-production phase, so yeah, I like concept vlogs. They're quick and they're easy and I can get some good information across, okay? So here's the thing, guys. In case you don't know, outside of YouTube, I am a teacher and I teach a variety of different things, informatics, photography, but mostly English, so that's, and I also give a little YouTube workshop here and there, depending on the demand. So, but I mostly have English students, in a school where I teach, and also privately, I have some private students online and that come to my house and all that, so now here's the thing. I have had this contact with English for many years, I obviously speak it fluently, but I've been a teacher for about 10 years now, and I have always been very susceptible to changes within the area where I work in, but I am also a student, I have a very dynamic on and off relationship with studying Japanese for the past couple of years, I had a private teacher myself who was a buddy of mine who gave me some lessons, but recently I was using this thing called Duolingo. I don't know if you guys know about it, but it's an app where you can learn languages very quickly and easily, any language that you can imagine, and it's really nice. It's a very it has a very cool and friendly, streamlined layout, an interface where you could just learn however many lessons you want throughout a day, do different kinds of activities, that vary in difficulty. They start off easy, but they get gradually harder and harder as you go along. Every day, things like from random words and conversation topics, so, and I was using it to study Japanese for a while, it's really complicated, but sometimes I get to thinking, like, I think that people value teachers much less than they deserve to be, especially where I live in the country. Brazil is a place that, like, we have well, not really we, but the country itself, the government has a tendency to underpay teachers, people who are very important in the educational system, but they pay a lot for athletes and celebrities, singers, but that's just society, it's not just the country's fault, but the point is that I understand that teachers are very undervalued in society today, especially here in Brazil, but the thing is that, like, I really understand how hard we have to work to teach somebody something that they want to learn, and as a student myself, I know how hard it can be to learn sometimes, if the teacher on the other end doesn't use the proper methods. But there are a few other things that I like to think about, the ideas that I like to entertain when it comes to this kind of thing, What if teachers didn't exist and we could actually learn in a different method, in different ways, Like, it is possible for you to learn something online without the help of a teacher, but of course somebody actually with their years of experience helping you out can actually be much more beneficial to you in the long run. But I understand that there are ways for you to learn without the use of teachers, but although being a teacher myself, I kind of think that the day will never come. I hope that the day will never come that we won't need teachers anymore, but as a student, I do understand that it could be more convenient as well, But today I'm going to be talking about something that could be very revolutionary in the world of teaching and learning, and I want you guys to bear with me here because it might sound a little insane at first. Now, this is something that I have shared with, like, only a few friends of mine, and I think I have talked about it with some past colleagues and other places that I've worked, but try to imagine a pill, okay? But not just any pill, a very powerful pill, This is obviously wishful thinking, it's something in the lines of futuristic technology, but what if you could swallow a pill and instantly be fluent in any language that you choose? Imagine you learning, for example, Russian or Chinese, or in my case, Japanese, or whatever, man, German, whatever the hell you want to learn, or even English if you don't speak it, Imagine consuming a pill and automatically, instantly understanding the language and being able to communicate in it completely fluently like a native, That would be really amazing, Try to think about how much time you would save, not studying a language, how much money you would save not having to pay a course or a private teacher. So, like, I understand that it's really, really out there, it's a very, it's something that if is ever made possible, it would be way, way in the distant future. But just bear with me here. Like, for one thing, teachers would become obsolete, we would no longer be needed, so In my case, if anybody could afford to get their hands on this pill, they wouldn't need me anymore. Notice that I said afford, because this pill would obviously have to be made very expensive. You know, you can't just make it access to the general public. You know, as much as I am against you overpricing things in society, I understand that if you make this affordable to everyone, then there wouldn't be a challenge anymore. Like anybody, even if they don't have too much of a financial financial standpoint, you know, if they don't have too much of a financial condition, they could still afford this pill and suddenly speak a bunch of different languages, you know, and it would of course create better opportunities for them, for their jobs, you know. But the point is that, like, you don't have to make it that only the super rich could afford it, but obviously it would be something that, you know, it wouldn't exactly be cheap, you know. I understand that, because it would be one hell of a technological achievement, you know. So I really don't know how this would even be possible, but try to imagine if it was, you know. This is a very similar video like the one where I talked about if you could freeze time, you know, but just try to imagine this being possible. You know, try to imagine me, for example, taking this pill and automatically speaking fluent Japanese, not having to use any apps or private teachers, you know. That would really solve a lot of my problems, because I really want to learn Japanese. It's the language that I most want to learn right now and be fluent in, you know. So when I visit Japan, I could actually communicate much better. So, and people who want to go to the United States, you know, that want to learn English but don't really want the whole journey through a course, you know, this would be very useful for them. However, one of my friends who is also a teacher, who I talked about this with some time ago, he actually had a different opinion than me. He thinks it would actually be bad, because, but then again, he is much more studious than I am. He speaks a bunch of different languages, and he really appreciates the grind, you know, like the effort, the journey that it is for you to start learning something from scratch. You know, you go from the beginning, you start learning a language, and then and he's mostly self-taught, by the way, so he goes and goes and goes, and then he finally reaches fluency, and he looks back on his journey and feels very satisfied with himself, you know. That is actually really admirable. That's actually really cool. People who love the actual process of studying and learning something, you know. But I'm not exactly like that, you know. I do love learning new things, you know, but I'm not very patient, so I don't really enjoy studying. So if I could take a few shortcuts here and there, not illegally, I wouldn't cheat, but I just prefer to do things the quick and easy way that would still give me the same result, you know. Not an inferior result, mind you, but the same exact result if you did it the long and tiring way. So, of course, me being the impatient, lazy little douche that I am sometimes, you know, I would prefer not to, you know, waste, okay, maybe waste is the wrong word, spend, okay? I wouldn't want to spend hours of my day, you know, different days, you know, poring over books, you know, trying to learn a language the old-fashioned way, you know, watching countless hours of videos and having a private teacher explain how certain things work, you know. I have nothing against people who dedicate their time to this. I actually think it's really admirable, you know, that you would dedicate so many hours to learning something and eventually actually learn it, you know, in a very effective way. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with it, you know. But if I could, I would avoid it, you know. So if they ever do make a pill, you can't really believe these YouTube videos or courses online that say you're gonna learn a really complicated language in just a couple of months. That's always BS, you know. But having a pill that costs a lot of money and you swallow it and instantly unlock your brain and add this information to your brain, you know, of a new language, I have no idea how they would even come up with this, you know. I have no idea how it would even be possible, you know. And imagine the money needed to finance this kind of thing. I don't even know, man. But I still think it would be really cool. I think it would be a really cool invention that would definitely revolutionize the world, you know. And we have come so far in terms of technology, you know, so many technological advancements, and I think something like this would definitely be possible. And the very first country who would invent it would probably be Japan. If anything like this ever exists or anything close to it, any kind of prototype, Japan will definitely be the first place to develop it, which would be cool because I would want to consume their pill to learn Japanese, you know. I think it would be really cool. But here's the thing, guys, there are pros and cons, you know. For example, if somebody takes this pill to learn English, you know, they're not going to need me, you know. What if one of my private students has access to a pill like this and they take it and they learn English and they speak it just as good as I do, so they won't need me anymore? That's obviously going to be a letdown, you know. Or if you take it to not just language, you know, you can learn other things too, but like informatics or business, but that's going to be a little harder, you know. Let's just focus on languages, you know. I would, of course, lose a very large chunk of my my monthly salary, you know, teaching English to people, you know, privately and in different schools. So if this pill was existent, so I do understand that it would be a blow to me. But hey, I mean, as long as people are learning and I could use it to learn other languages and get jobs in different areas, you know, I think would be really cool. It might create a little bottleneck in some places where people work with language, no international relations or translating, you know, because there would be a lot of people very qualified. But then again, like I said, the pill would have to be made very expensive. So wouldn't really be accessible to everyone, right? But here's the thing, guys. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. I want you to shout out in the comments below, telling me what you think about this, you know. Don't just watch it, you know. If you've been a long-time subscriber, I really want your participation in this, you know. Tell me what you think about this concept, if you think it would be a good idea or a bad one, you know. And if you yourself would personally benefit from this, what language would you like to learn instantly if you could take a pill that would offer this, you know? And if you would pay for it, you know. I can't even put a price on it, man. Let's go upwards of like maybe $10,000 or something, you know. It'll probably cost that much. It would be really expensive. Tell me if you think any amount of money in the world would be worth paying it to learn a language instantly and save yourself years of studying and money, okay? Let me know, because I'm really curious. And if you happen to like this video, then please go ahead and give it a like, and also subscribe to my channel, because I release videos every single day. While you're at it, go ahead and hit the notification button to know exactly what time I upload, because I do completely at random, okay? Sometimes multiple videos per day. And that's it for today, guys. This is Chazzy signing out for today. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Roll the outro screen.